Ira Epstein with your morning flash update, and this update is for the morning of Thursday, and we're at the 26th of May, 2022, 8:20 a.m. Well, we started off today, if you watched what's going on in the UK, like our old QE programs where we gave money away, they have done the same, giving away, I think it's about £650 to lower income homes. It's being funded because of the high cost of energy via the energy companies. A 25% surtax is being put on those companies, and that money's being given back to the lower income pensioners and to help pay for the monthly heating, air conditioning, energy bills. So I don't know the qualifications, but it's quite a move. And, they're looking at things like that in the United States and other places too. So you've got to keep your eye on all that. Saudi Arabia reported record income off energy prices and a slight increase in production. When we come, and we'll get to all this first in the markets, the preliminary GDP and chain-weighted price index, well, that came in a little bit worse. GDP year over year, down 1.5%. They were looking for down 1.3%, and the advanced number was negative 1.4%. And the preliminary chain-weighted index came in at a positive 8.1. They expected 8, and the advanced was 8. Not a big change there. Nothing in the PCE that I can see in core or the other. Pretty close to where they were. Personal consumption, that went up to 3.1% versus the advanced 2.7%. So the consumer is still alive and well. And then we look at real final sales, and they were down 0.4. First quarter advanced was down 0.6. So a market that didn't have much effect on the stock market indices, but they did rally and hold a little bit. They came in higher this morning. These numbers didn't knock them down. Then you still have confusing numbers out of jobless claims. They stay low, which means the labor market's still in good shape. They were down 8,000 at 210. They were looking for it actually at 215. However, the jobless claims are starting to climb a little bit on the continuing basis. National Association of Realtors U.S. pending home sales. Now, this gets to be interesting. Will be coming out this morning at 9. They expect the sales off 2%. Last month they were off 1.2%. So you start putting this all together, you try to come up with the game plan as to what's going on, and it gets interesting. So as I said, we're up today early on in most of the stock indices, the exception being the NASDAQ, as the NASDAQ is watching what's going on now with Apple. Instead of 240 million phones that they're ordering for the new generation, now it's down to 220, NVIDIA getting hit as demand is falling away for some of their boards. And a lot of this just isn't demand. It's the supply chain issue out of China. It continues, and you have to adjust to what is going on, and it's creating real problems. In the metal markets here, we're still holding on in the gold and the silver market. Copper down ever so slightly. The dollar index lower, but it's a mixed bag. You've got the pound down, the yen up, the Mexican peso was up this morning, euro is down. And the energy markets, you're still very strong here, and I mean very strong. They don't back away from where they've been. If we look at bonds and notes, you went down to 272 this morning in the 10-year. This is a market that was up at 3.2, so it's had a big sell-off. In the grain market, let me give you a little dissertation on wheat. The wheat market is pricing in that Ukraine wheat and corn are going to make it back to the market. It's a process. Russia's going to demand certain things in order to allow a corridor. The problem is you open up the corridor, they want Ukraine to do such into Odessa and some of the other ports that they can ship out of. What stops once you move the mines, the Russian fleet moving in, opening the way for an invasion? How do you protect it? This is a very complicated issue. You can't believe a word Russia says. They just said they weren't going to invade Ukraine, and months ago, that's exactly what they did. So it's got to go beyond that. Turkey's offering to do some surveillance. They've got a heavy naval presence in the sea over there. I don't know what will get this going one way or the other, but the market is pricing in that wheat will eventually come to the marketplace along with the corn. The other thing you have to remember, we're finishing up or finished up planting in much of the United States. We now enter the period where the market lets the seeds take place. We see what's going to happen. Then we start talking. This has been way too soon. Then we start talking weather, too hot, too cold, too much rain, not enough rain. We get all those stories that will carry you from then all the way into August. So be prepared. You inevitably hear, I've done this 50 some odd years, 53. You inevitably hear the farmer can't get into the fields and plant. You inevitably hear, oh, he's late, the yields are going to be hurt. Believe nothing. Everything can change because you're still in May. Get worried July 4th when you're supposed to have knee-high corn. That's when you start taking a look to see just how things are doing. Between now and then, now we get into the period of let Mother Nature do its tricks. I'm being very simplistic with this intentionally, but that's where you're at in all this, so please understand just what is going on. We also have today and tomorrow, the last 2 days of trading before we take off for a 3-day hiatus as the summer kicks in, Memorial Day and all that. So expect that the volume starts fading on you in a number of these markets. I think that is something else that you have to look at and build it into your trade strategies. Now, one of the things that you do with your trade strategies, if you don't understand the technical indicators I talk about at the end of the day, you want to get our free guide to technical indicators. We put this together with our good friends at Modern Trader, and with that, we talk all the things I talk about, the different oscillators, market sentiment for some of you, some of the spreads. Our market letters from Linn Associates that we offer free for you to take a look at cover so much of this in detail. And options. Options are another big key for people to work with. Money management, of course. How do you get this? Because it's totally free to you. It's simple. Go to our website. Under free offers on the top left, you can get it. You can also just take your cursor right now, move it to the top up here. You will get to the icon, click it, it'll take you right into the free offer section. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great day. I will catch up with you all at the end of the trading day today. Good trading to you.